You ready? You good?
I think yep, we got it.
Great, great. So most of us got to know. Whoa, Reggie, you're upside down. You're all over the place.
and prom. Oh my God.
You're a high school sweetheart. That's lovely.
I was so skinny back then.
So most of us got to meet you and your beautiful family through Queer Eye, which just premiered on Netflix. I know that the season was disrupted because of the pandemic. When did you guys actually film?
They actually filmed my part about 7 months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
June?
And what has your life been like since then, since the filming took place?
Well, since the filming, I mean, it was pretty slow until you know, the episode came out, obviously. But you know, leading up until then, you know, there was a lot of work on my team done by like getting music prepared, music videos and stuff like that, getting prepared for the release. But nothing like the traction that's happening now.
Right, right. So did you know that your wife had nominated you for
No
Queer
idea.
Eye?
No idea.
So what was your feeling then when all of the guys just showed up at your house?
Well, I mean, there was a little prep before the guys showed up, so I knew that we were getting ready to film. You know, obviously they had to measure out the house and do everything so that it could be, the logistics of it could go down right. But it was really crazy. I mean, like, it was like so left field from, you know, where my mind was at.
Right.
So, I mean, like, indescribable, actually.
Were you familiar with the show before?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So then you found out you were going to be on it. What was your first thought? Was
My first thought was just like, obviously, you know, oh my God, is my music good enough for this? After they told me they wanted music, at first I thought it was going to be, you know, let's just do your family. And then they said that we wanted a musician specifically. And then that's when all the anxiety came on, like, is my music good enough? Is this and that? But I don't know. It was, I can't put the feelings into words, you know.
right. So you're based out of Austin now, but you didn't grow up here. You came from a military family, and you grew up all over the place. What was that like?
That was actually kind of fun. You know, it groomed me into the man that am. You know, meeting different people, having to be able to integrate into different, you know, cultures. You know, from Seattle, Washington is definitely different to you know, Texas and things like that. So it made me kind of a world citizen, you know.
Right, right. And then you went on to serve in the Air Force yourself. Can you talk a little bit about how that shaped you? You served in Afghanistan and in Qatar, is that right?
Right. Yeah, those are the, you know, the wars that I went to. But as far as, you know, how it shaped me as a person, definitely gave me purpose, and like, it taught me how to work, you know, and just get things done. And as far as like, you know, what the effect that it had on my music, you know, before I went into the military, I was a gospel singer, you know. So, and I didn't have, you know, my voice was still, you know, high and things like that. I was only 19, still going through those changes, right? But then, you know, the military taught me some bad habits, like how to curse and stuff like that. And then, you know, so, and with that, you know, we had our groups of people who freestyled and did different types of music. So that's what actually turned me on into rap. You know, I didn't even listen to rap a lot when I was younger. So the military opened my eyes to a lot of things. I mean, obviously, coming from, you know, 18, 19 years old, going into the military, stuff like that, you're going to be open up to a lot of things. So yeah, it definitely changed me for the better.
And your wife, who is your high school sweetheart, which is so sweet. So you wrote poems to her while you were there, is that right?
Right. Well, I wrote poetry to her, to my mom, you know, to my sisters, and then also about how I felt going through things. Like, that was, you know, and she was a huge part of helping me heal from a lot of things. Obviously, every girlfriend is, right? So that was definitely the motivation of my writing.
Right, right. Talk to me about how she helped you heal.
Well, you know, so I have to go into a little bit of my childhood. My mother went through a traumatic kind of divorce, and you know, that trickles down to the kids and stuff like that. So feeling neglected, isolated, and things like that. And stuff that comes with that, depression, and then the slippery slope that goes on. I'm not worth it or anything like that. So, and she was an orphan. You know what I mean? And her story's way worse than mine. And for her to just to be like so strong and be like, nah, man, you need to get up. You need to get on your feet and keep moving. So yeah, that's just how just keeping me motivated like she does now.
Right. That's amazing. And you guys are such a beautiful couple together. How did y'all end up in Austin?
Well, so I got out of the military in 2012, and she was actually finishing up her degree, her undergrad at Texas State. So we, moved there to finish up. And then at that point in time, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. So I signed up for an engineering school, and I was like, this is not for me. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna go and do music. So I signed up for an engineering school, audio engineering school, and then we just stayed in Austin. Obviously my school was in Austin.
So you said in the show that you've produced music for a lot of other artists. Is there anybody that we might know as Austinites?
I'm not sure. It's a lot of the underground rap scene that I've done. Mike Trey. I mean, he's won a lot of awards through the Austin Hip Hop Awards, things like that. So Mike Trey is one. There's another band. Oh, they're so good. It's called Uncommon People. They're up and coming. They've only been around for 2 years, but they've caught traction even faster than I did.
Right.
So just pick bands like that. Like none of the big names yet. But when I interned, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you end up opening for Katy Perry and Dua Lipa in India?
That's a long story as well. That's crazy. So they were looking for an engineer, and they called me, and I was like, yeah, I'm available to do that. And they were like, well, we just want to shoot some shots of you filming at Willie Nelson's studio. I'm like, well, yeah, let's do that. So I go there, and they say, you do music? I'm like, yeah. And I let them hear my music. And literally, like, they walk in the back door, and they listen to a couple of songs, and then they walk out, and they're like, we want to put your songs in the commercial. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, let's do this, like sync deal. So we go through the filming process, and we get my songs put in there. And then before we're done wrapping everything up, and the company is OnePlus. It's a cell phone company. They're like the Apple of India. They're huge over there. They were like, would you like to fly to India and perform at our OnePlus Music Festival with Katy Perry and Dua Lipa? I was like, yeah. So all of this happened in like the span of 2 weeks. So it was really just like the Queer Eye thing. It was like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. So one of the most striking things about watching the show to me was just how close your family seems and how you seem like such a tight unit. Music, obviously, is the kind of business that requires a lot of long nights, a lot of being out on the road. Has that been kind of a struggle to balance that with fatherhood for you?
Well, the main struggle hasn't happened yet because our child, we have 2 children. The first one's 13. And so he was around 7 years old once I started doing this a lot, like professionally. And it was a little easier, for like, hey, go to sleep. You can do what you do. Just tell him what to do. And he was, obedient and does what he does. Now, my new one, Stokely, oh my goodness. He's so cute, but sleepless nights. You know how it is. So I don't know how we're going to balance this, just yet. We got to figure out a way.
Right. How old is Stokely now? Stokely is so cute. That baby is.
Yes, he is.
So cute. The secret star of the show.
Yeah.
How old is Stokely?
Stokely, he's now 7 months.
Aww.
But during filming, he was, 4 or 5 weeks old?
Right. So are you at least getting a little bit of sleep?
Yeah, now a little bit of sleep. But, mom's the one that he wants the most, so she gets attacked at night.
Right. What about little Reggie? Since the show, you have a new kitchen. Has he been wrecking shop in that kitchen and cooking for you?
He was cooking a lot until basketball season started. But yes, oh my goodness, like the things that we've made, I think I'm in love with fish tacos now. Some of the sauces that he puts on there is amazing. I'm
Well,
so glad they did that. They like really opened up his eyes, and like maybe he was more affected than I was as far as how the show affected our lives. Like, 'cause he's so focused now. It's so awesome to see.
and that is such an exciting bonus for you. I mean, as a parent, the idea of having my child cook for me every night sounds phenomenal. So, you said that I read your newsletter that just came out, and you said that you loved everyone on the show, but you felt like you had the closest connection with JVN.
Right.
What was it about their energy that you resonated with?
With JVN specifically, or all of them?
Yeah, with JVN.
So JVN was unapologetically himself.
Mm-hmm.
There are boxes that we put ourselves in, you know, through growing up and not wanting to be teased and, you know, things like that. And then we conform to society. And it's really moving for me to see someone that free.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's unapologetically himself. And just the energy that he has when you're around him, it's really amazing. It's like, you're like this all the time. This is not an act.
So what do you feel like is the deepest thing that you are taking forward into your life from this experience?
Definitely, I want to say this just right. The biggest thing I'm taking from this is the self-empowerment factor. You know, my career is going to affect our family so many different ways. And to just know that I can be there for my family and be that rock while we're doing this and have the confidence to move forward through that, that is, that's what makes me the most happiest about myself. You know?
Right.
And they, you know, through all of the stuff off camera that you guys didn't see was what helped me realize that, like, man, I am actually great at what I do, you know, like, and I need to show that. I need to glow and move forward. So that's my biggest takeaway.
What was some of the stuff that we didn't see?
So, so with Karamo, there was a lot of things culturally that we talked about, obviously with, you know, Black things that we go through. And then another thing, like I said at the earlier of the show, me and my mom were kind of separated, not separated, but distanced because of the divorce and the things that she went through. And she had to go through the anger before she came out of it. And by the time she came out of it, I was already in the military, right? So, and she was actually on set while watching my baby, you know, and it was amazing to see how the more nurturing side of my mom and, you know, talking through all of that instead of just being so angry and just having to push through life because I have 4 kids. It was, that was really good as well, you know, so the bonding between me and my family, as far as like, not me and Sasha, but my mom and stepdad and stuff like that, that was off camera was amazing. You know, Karamo was amazing, bro. He did a really good job. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, before we get out of here, I want to shout out Brazil, because apparently you have a bunch of fans in Brazil and they keep saying hi from Brazil. So
I need to go to Brazil. Love you.
When you're routing your tour, route it through Brazil, because that sounds like a dream. But what is next for you? Tell me what's next for you.
So, well, next in 2 weeks, on the 22nd of January, my wife is having a book signing.
What's her book? Shout out the book title.
Yeah, the book. So she is an author. She wrote the Wake trilogy. I can't remember the year it came out. It came out a couple of years ago, but she just finished all 3 books, got hardcovers and stuff like that. So we're revamping the marketing for that. I actually cleared my schedule, so I'm actually going to be able to do a little meet and greet myself while we're there. I wasn't able to before. And the 19th of February, I have a show at Empire, which is pretty much the same show that you saw on Queer Eye. We're doing the same thing over so everybody can come. We weren't able to advertise like we wanted to because for safety reasonings and stuff like that. But I definitely want to put on a good show for Austin.
Right. And that February 19th, you said?
Yes.
So right after Valentine's Day, we can all revel in the love of you and the beautiful family and the greater vibe of love. Well, thank you so much, Reggie. I really appreciate you coming on to chat with me today. And please stay in touch and keep us at Austin 360 in the loop about what you've got going on and what comes next.
Oh, for sure. And thank you so much. It was fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later. Thank you to all of you guys out there in internet land. You can keep up with Reggie at BlackLight Hip Hop. Is that your handle?
Yeah, blacklighthip-hop.com. Just go there. You'll be able to get to all of my social medias and everything like that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to Reggie for coming out. Y'all stay safe out there. It is crazy out there right now. Be careful, stay safe, love each other. Y'all have a good day. Bye.